Hey fragrance friends and enthusiasts, welcome back to the Scentaur Fragrance Channel. What's your scent of the day? I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing at this fragrance, Mont Blanc Explorer. We got to talk about this one today. What's going on in this bottle and why do I have a smile on my face? Why am I joking around? I'm kind of in a good mood, maybe for the wrong reason. So, Mont Blanc Explorer, a very popular fragrance, an extremely big top-selling fragrance. It's really kind of an aventus clone. That's what it is. We can't play games. We can't, beat around the bush and avoid the issue. It's an aventus clone. It was intentionally made to be. There's actually some bad blood between Mont Blanc and Creed, but it's interesting to see that Mont Blanc fired back, and they're actually stealing some of the fame and the popularity away from Creed with this fragrance. I'll get into the details with this one, but right off the bat, some big information I have to say about this one is I don't think it's anything special. I don't think it revolutionizes Creed's Aventus. I don't even think this is a particularly amazing fragrance, but what it does is bring an Aventus clone to the mainstream. It brings an Aventus clone to a somewhat reputable, somewhat trusted, brand, Mont Blanc, and brings it to the average, the common man, brings it in an affordable price tag that's something reachable and attainable, and really puts it in their hands. And the average guy is just going to run with it. He's going to enjoy it. He's not going to think about, is this Creed Aventus? What's the difference between this and Creed's Aventus? Which one's better? Might not think about it, might not care, just going to go throughout his day, and it is a likable fragrance, and it pretty much does almost everything you'd want. There's a couple weaknesses, and let's talk about those weaknesses here in a second. But overall, I don't want to get into all the notes. There's a little bit of like a clean birch here, a little bit of a clean, almost like a white patchouli. I have some sprayed on my arm here. It's got a little bit of this sweetness, like a sweet musk in the background, which I find interesting. It's not exactly candy sweet or overtly sweet, but it's almost like a little bit of like a clean white cotton candy or candy floss if you're in the UK or in Europe, as I think they say candy floss. And of course there's the pineapple that everybody knows. This one doesn't have any really birch tar, doesn't really go smoky. It doesn't have the confident, almost masculine to some people, oak moss of the Aventus, and it's really kind of missing some of those key components, but it makes it more likable, it makes it more youthful to some people, and versatile anywhere, anytime. Of course, this is a fragrance of all seasons. For some people, this might be signature scent worthy. This is a fragrance for anyone, anywhere, anytime. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Honestly, because it's a little bit sweeter as well, and of course, every fragrance is unisex. This fragrance would work great on the ladies. If you like the Aventus, if you like the idea of pineapple, maybe you've smelled some of these clones or Aventus or these kinds of things on a man or your guy, and you've been looking for one, this one might be good to get into. You might actually find that you can wear this one. More power to you, ladies. But anyways, let's jump to the rest of the video. With the performance, this is actually where the weakness comes out. This, you were suspecting it, you might have heard about it a little bit through the grapevine, the whispers around, the rumors. This fragrance doesn't have great performance. This fragrance, its projection, maybe average, maybe slightly below average. It can get you noticed. Don't think it won't get you noticed. It can, but you really have to be arm's length. You really have to be elbows length and be in somebody's, maybe a little bit closer to them. And that's, might be a good thing. It'd work in your advantage. If you're in high school, it's going to work magic. If you work, if you're just you're a freshman in college, going to work magic for you. You can wear this and not choke anybody out, and it's not going to be too much. You put on a couple sprays of this, like 5 sprays, and it's going to work great for you going to your class. You're going to a lecture, and you might attract a couple ladies, or whoever you're attracted to. It's gonna be fairly attractive to the people around you. It's clean, it's sweet, it's got that pineapple vibe that people really like. It's got what you want. So overall, even though the performance could be better, about a 5, maybe 6 hour fragrance, probably for the average person around 6 hours. This fragrance, is still, I wouldn't say it's bad performing, but I would say it does lack. It leaves a little wanting. I would prefer, of course, the performance with an everyday fragrance to be about 8 hours or so. I mean, the performance, it should really be there, but of course, they didn't do that. And we'll talk about some of my other final thoughts here later on. But getting to that compliment factor, I've mentioned it a little bit before. It's got the compliment factor, guys. Guys wouldn't be buying this fragrance, wouldn't be wearing it, wouldn't be talking about it if it didn't have the compliment factor. It's very likable. It has that clean, sparkly, almost ambroxan feel. It has the pineapple, a beautiful, sweet, almost acidic pineapple, that acidic citrus fruitiness. It's got some cleanliness. It's got some musk. It has some clean incense, adding like an interesting, layer, just a little bit in the background to really bring up the fragrance and give it some body. And it's got a very clean, soft musk to it. So this fragrance has pretty much got what you want. It's got a little bit of very clean woodiness as well. It's just a compliment fragrance, and it's because it's approachable. There are fragrances that are much more seductive. There are fragrances that are really can work magic for you much better, depending if you match it with your personality. But this is a fragrance that just has that wearability and that likability. No lady, no person is probably ever going to be offended by this. No person's ever going to think you smell bad. There's no risk to this fragrance, and because it's clean and citrusy, and it's approachable. It's not overtly seductive or confident or aggressive or odd or anything that might deter somebody from giving you a compliment. So if you're gonna get a compliment, you might not get somebody chasing you down and telling you that you're the best smelling person that's ever existed, or getting a lady to want to do something with you. This fragrance isn't really going to possibly do that for you. This fragrance is more of an approachable, likable guy going about business, and just being a likable guy. So if that's your kind of vibe, if that's what you want for an everyday feeling or vibe or emotion, that's how you want to present yourself, this definitely can do magic for you. So what are my final thoughts with this fragrance? I think even despite the longevity issues, despite the performance issues, I still think it's worth buying, especially if you can get it for once the prices get a little bit cheaper. Once you can get this one for about 40 bucks, maybe less, maybe one of these days it'll creep down and get down there to the $30-$35 range. This is a solid fragrance. Does it do anything special for me? I've smelled aventus clones that I think are just as good, if not better. Honestly, L'Aventure from El Haramain is out there for $35 or so, and really to me smells better and gives me better performance than this. But this has that soft musk and that soft sweetness, and that pineapple, and it's just so approachable. It's just so easy to wear, and doesn't really stand out, doesn't shake the world, doesn't do anything crazy. And I think that this, just like Fragrance Apprentice and some of these guys are saying, this will continue to be a big top seller. This is going to grow it. I think it will become more and more popular. This is really going to start battling people for Aventus's popularity. And I think that, the de facto and it might become so popular that the average person knows about both of these fragrances and is going to ask themselves, which, is it, Aventus really worth the money? And might tell themselves, this one is pretty much very similar, almost there. And, should I pay, at discounters, $40-$50, full retail, $80 at my local mall? It's easy to pick up at my local mall. Or should I fork out, the cheapest I might be able to get Creed's Aventus is $200 or so, full retail on the Creed's Aventus, getting upwards of $400 or so. Which one is the average bloke, the average guy, the average man, or younger guy gonna get? Who buying gifts for that nephew or whoever? Which one is the average person gonna pick? They're gonna go for Mont Blanc Explorer, and I think that's what's gonna happen, guys. Solid fragrance, again, not perfect, not the best, but it's the right fragrance that came out at the right time, from the right brand, coming at the right angle, and I think that's what really matters. So, again, does it surprise me, impress me, make me go crazy? Something that I have to have in my collection? No. But this is a solid fragrance. Yeah, it's gonna work. So guys, let me know what you think about my review here today. Did you like what I said? Did you like my opinions? Did you think I was thorough enough? Did you think I went into too deep? Did I go too deep, and was I too critical? Let me know in that comment section below. Hope that you enjoyed my video today. Y'all know how to help me down there below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ladies and gents and everybody out there, have a beautiful day. Smell great and wear what you love, and I'll catch you soon, everybody, and bye.